battery become the core technology on the transition energy that bridge all the activity. So we held international battery school, and most attendees coming from industry. We do concerns about the students. So far, NBRI have already trained, educated more than 30 students from all over Indonesia. Various universities, we have trained them as an internship within 3 months or to 6 months in NBRI, and also of course we give also a chance to have the YOS ID competition for the student having the idea, and we compete. To achieve the goal, National Battery Institute, of course, we need to have some collaboration. We have partnership with several industries. On the upstream part, we have the cooperation with the Indonesia Miner Association, having the training of trainers to educate more people about upstream part. We have the collaboration also with some industry in Indonesia, especially on the battery development, like with IBC, Indonesia Battery Corporation, and ABC company, as well as that we are proposing with Gesit, one of the local production. We have signed a MOU with the Karsurin company on development of the battery testing. I think this is very good, will be the first in Indonesia. With the international, we have a good also collaboration, for example, with the Korean embassy. We have the giving the lecture at the Indonesia-Korean 50th anniversary in Jakarta. We were invited also to the German embassy as well as France embassy to discuss the future collaboration, battery and EV technology, also renewable energy. We have also signed the MOU among the Asian countries, through the EV, about the EV technology. And the others, the most important also, we have signed the MOU with the future battery industry in Australia. Actually, a kind of this institute needed not only in Indonesia, but also all over the world. Once again, I would like to thank especially the co-founder of NBRI, Professor Alan Drew, that always support us here. And then we have a dream to build the education, to build the university together. That's our dream, to have that as the leading institute, not only in Indonesia, in Asian, but international. And I would like to thank also to really great team that I cannot mention one by one.
Thank you so much, everybody, and I wish you all well. And please keep an eye on our YouTube channel and Instagram channel.
Once again, thank you for all your support to NBRI. Okay, the National Battery Research Institute is independent institute for electrochemical energy storage, science and technology.
As the National Battery Research Institute, or NBRI, enters its 5th year of establishment, the Institute continues to demonstrate remarkable and consistent progress, achieving new milestones year after year while firmly upholding international standards in occupational health and safety, environmental management, and quality assurance. A true leader in innovation, NBRI has secured patents, published research papers, contributed to projects, and delivered expert consultations. NBRI's strong commitment to human capital and workforce development is reflected through 43 specialized training programs, empowering more than 1,000 participants from 287 industries and institutions, with consistently positive feedback highlighting the relevance and impact of the training delivered. As a concrete example, NBRI delivers a Training of Trainers program on battery energy storage systems, mandated by the Swiss State Secretariat for Economic Affairs and organized by GFA Consulting Group under the Renewable Energy Skills Development Program, engaging 21 participants from 11 polytechnics across Indonesia. In nurturing future talent, NBRI's internship program has provided meaningful and practical experience to 50 students representing 16 academic institutions, supporting the development of the next generation of battery professionals and researchers. As a global collaboration hub, NBRI has successfully organized 8 international conferences, bringing together 304 expert speakers and more than 1,100 participants, representing 256 institutions from 29 countries worldwide. In 2025, NBRI successfully hosted the 3rd International Battery Summit, or IBS, a major global platform that united industry leaders, government representatives, researchers, and academics. With more than 810 participants, distinguished speakers, and key stakeholders from over 30 countries, IBS 2025 strengthened Indonesia's position within the global battery ecosystem. NBRI has also driven innovation through competitive programs, engaging 110 teams from 40 universities and 34 academic disciplines, encouraging multidisciplinary collaboration and technological creativity. Through more than 66 strategic partnerships with industry leaders, government institutions, and academic organizations, NBRI has reinforced its role as a key contributor to transportation electrification and sustainable energy advancement. One standout achievement from these partnerships is the establishment of a battery lab testing facility in collaboration with Karsuran, Indonesia's leading inspection testing certification and verification company, a crucial step in building a safer electric vehicle battery ecosystem in Indonesia. These accomplishments are a testament to NBR's unwavering dedication to fostering and creating a better future through battery technology innovation.
National Battery Research Institute is independent institute for electrochemical energy storage, science and technology that support the research and training and education in the battery technology and also in renewable energy. My name, Professor Evi Kartini. I'm the founder of the National Battery Research Institute. Our vision of NBRI to gather all the stakeholders, not only from the research but from the industry, to make Indonesia become independent in energy using our local resources. Though Indonesia have local mineral resources, rich on local mineral resources, but knowledge on the technology become very important to make that mineral material become more in added value. Therefore, NBRI have division of research development and innovation. Our focus will be in three division. First, we develop on the local resources material from the sulfate.
We are, I've been here before, but it's been a long time. So, I was here maybe 20 years.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming to NBRI, National Battery Research Institute. And for today's agenda is to visit our lab at NBRI. First, I would like to give a thanks to RMI and Think Policy to having us today for your agenda as a GWICE, yeah. First, I would like to thank Miss Valentina Guido Germano, Senior Associate, RMI Energy Transition Academy, and GWICE Program Manager, and Mr. Jason Mayer, as a Principal of Global South of Rocky Mountain Institute, or RMI, and Miss Winnie Rizkian Ning Ayu, Director of the RMI Southeast Asia Energy Program. So before we begin, I would like to invite, I would like to give a safety induction first for having us in the National Battery Research Institute building. Yeah, the first, before we begin, there is a certain rules that we need to understand inside the lab. The first, when we go to the lab after this discussion, please always wear your laboratory jacket, and please use the laboratory slippers, because we need to keep the laboratory clean as possible. And I think we're having a tour. Join the laboratory between NBRI and Karsurin. The first, we will discover the battery assembly and testing lab at NBRI, and then the metallurgy lab of NBRI. We have also the XRD lab in NBRI. And then we move to the Karsurin laboratory safety lab. We have the mechanical and electrical safety lab testing, and then we have a thermal testing laboratory in Karsurin. And then, without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah, the Director of the Business Development and Academy of NBRI, to give a welcoming remark to Mr. Firmansyah, please.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, distinguished guests. So the Honorable Sis Valentina, and also Sir Jason, yeah, and Sweeney. colleague and the brilliant fellow of the Global Women Clean Energy. Selamat siang, selamat datang di National Battery Research Institute dan Lab PT Karsuri Tbk. As the program director of the National Battery Research Institute and also the executive director for the Indonesian Battery Association, it's absolute honor and privilege to stand before 34 of the Indonesian most talented, driven by passionate women leader in the clean energy sector. We are incredibly proud hosting this learning visit for the empowering energy transition with the advanced battery technology as a part for your leadership and acceleration agenda. When we know about this program that was launched in I think November, and 2025 through the wonderful collaboration between the RMI with the think tank policy, is set of vital vision to sharp about the technical skill and foster professional readiness and build powerful network of the women strengthening the energy landscape. As we know that recently Mr. Prabowo invite talking about the 100 gigawatt. So do you know that we have a really big problem in Indonesia related about the green job? Yeah, because I'm also the chairman of the Solar EPC Association, and right now we only have below 100,000 people that have skill for the solar energy. Yeah. And when we talk about 100 gigawatt of the solar project, we need 1.6 million people. Yeah. So, well, actually, yeah, we don't want to say about omon-omon, yeah. Omon-omon, yeah, only a dream talking about the vision of the Indonesia mass and Indonesia more sustained, yeah, but we don't know about the what is the problem that we are facing right now. So I think so you must know about the real problem that the Indonesia facing. Yeah, mostly the Indonesia think about the renewable energy. Yeah, think about the EV. Yeah, is it the problem can be solved by EV or solar? I think the root cause is from the coal power plant. So I see a lot of list in here, all the think tank, yeah, think tank partner, yeah. But somehow I don't see many of the Indonesia talking frontally, yeah, to the government, yeah. So I hope with this program, yeah, you have a vision, not only writing in the paper, yeah, because writing a paper is very easy, yeah, but yeah, because my basic is a business, yeah. So the implementation is really important compared to only writing a paper. If you have writing a paper, yeah, yeah, just not just only read, yeah, but you must to influence all the society, yeah, SMK, all the student here, yeah. I know a lot of here is the smartest from all the university, yeah, but I think your skill and your smart must be influenced to all the vocational, yeah, because that's something that I heard that we have around 15 million of pengangguran, ya. Kita punya 15 juta, ya. We have 15 people pengangguran, and mostly 6 until 7 million is already bachelor, ya. And yeah, well, actually, it's really sad to hear about that one. So I hope with this program, with a goal, not just a visit about the laboratory, yeah, but well, actually, the National Battery Research Institute with Professor Evi Kartini already built a dream to make the Indonesia more sustained. Yeah, so we already have the testing lab, number one testing lab. So if you know the EV in the old road, yeah, well, actually, it's testing in our lab. Yeah, so before the EV is launched, yeah, so they must to have the testing and certification. Why the testing and certification is very important? Because the safety is beyond the everything. Yeah, so maybe you know about the SNI certification. So we doing the SNI certification, and NBRI already trained more than 1,000 talented a student, and also we already train many green job in Indonesia. I hope that this goal not just a show what is only the lab, but inspire you about the thinking and unique role to accelerate ecosystem of Indonesia. Once again, thank you for the RMI and also all the think tank, every single fellow that bring energy vision with NBRI today. I wish with the insightful and also the learning visit, if you have anything to ask, just ask ya. Bung ada saya juga and Professor Evi, please ask anything. If you don't understand, just ask. And if you maybe want to ask malu-malu di sini ya, you can ask also, you can get my phone number or Mr. Fahrul phone number because we stand by 24 hour ya Mr. Fahrul ya. That's all about National Battery Institute. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for the encouragement, welcoming remarks, Mr. Firmansyah. And the next, I would like to invite Ms. Rahmayanti, Senior Associate of the RMI, to give the welcoming remarks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang Bu Evi, Pak Firman, dan teman-teman fellow semua. Saya izin pakai bahasa, if I allow me I will speak in bahasa. So senang sekali pertama Ibu, Pak Firman, Bu Evi ketemu lagi. Kita sempat ketemu kira-kira di bulan Februari ya kalau nggak salah. Waktu itu saya bilang mau bawa ada rencana teman-teman fellow, jadi mudah-mudahan ini jadi satu kesempatan untuk kami RMI tidak hanya bekerja di sektor EV di transport tapi juga di capacity building bersama dengan teman-teman perempuan. Jadi terima kasih, pertama saya ingin mengucapkan kepada Pak Firman, Bu Evi atas kesempatan yang luar biasa yang sudah diberikan kepada kami, dan mudah-mudahan teman-teman kita melihat sosok perempuan, female leader, kita kasih boleh tepuk tangan juga Bu Evi, ini bisa menjadi semacam motivasi ya, apalagi teman-teman semua bekerja di sektor transisi energi gitu, dan hari ini kita akan belajar banyak. Jadi saya rasa seperti yang Mas Firman bilang tadi, kalau nanti ada pertanyaan silakan ditanyakan. Mudah-mudahan pertanyaannya nggak terlalu sulit, yang sulit juga nggak apa-apa. Dan mudah-mudahan ini menjadi ya ajang pembelajaran untuk kita semua. Kami datang hari ini harusnya 30, Bu Evi, Pak Firman, tapi ada beberapa fellow yang belum bisa hadir, jadi sekitar 22 rombongannya, beserta kami dan tim policy mungkin sekitar 30 orang. Salam dari Ibu Winnie juga, prinsipal RMI, mohon maaf belum bisa hadir, tapi mudah-mudahan tidak mengurangi esensi dari acara hari ini. Saya rasa itu saja, I will hand it over to my colleague, Valentina. Terima kasih.
Thank you so much, Riani. And thank you to Dr. Firmansyah, I'm trying my best, hopefully that was right, and Professor Dr. Kartini for welcoming, and of course the whole NBRI team for welcoming us here today. It's an honor to be here. My name is Valentina Guido Bergamo, and I'm a senior associate with the RMI team. I traveled all the way from the US and really excited to be able to share this space and time with you all today. I've been serving for the past year or so as the program manager for our Global Women in Clean Energy Fellowship. I would love to tell you a little bit about the program and the journey that we've been on, and then hopefully connect some dots here. And I look forward to hearing more from you and learning more about this wonderful place in a few minutes. So the Global Women in Clean Energy Fellowship, I think, is really aligned with some of the remarks that we just heard, in terms of the need, first of all, to focus on capacity building, to train the green skills that we need for the green workforce, right? And filling the gap that currently exists in some places more than others. And at the same time, we, through needs assessment and conversations in different geographies where RMI operates, we realized that there was really a gender gap as well in the clean energy workforce, and that women remained underrepresented, especially when it comes to leadership positions in clean energy. So this program, the Global Women in Clean Energy Fellowship, was first developed and tested, I would say, in Africa, across a few different African countries. We launched our first cohort in Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Zambia last year. Yes, it was last year. I'm losing track of time. We launched the first cohort across these 3 countries with 50 fellows. Thank you. 50 fellows representing those 3 countries. The focus for that cohort was really on DR, distributed energy resources implementations, mostly mini-grids and solar PV, of course, based on the local needs and the context. So we designed a curriculum that really aimed at first training the fellows on the technical skills that they needed to implement those projects and to lead the implementation of those projects. But we also focus on leadership skills development, of course. As I said, it's really critical in filling that gender gap that we identified and that we all are aware of. And so I think the beauty is that after having seen the impact of that cohort in Africa, we were able to finally also launch a cohort here in Indonesia in November of last year, which felt really special. This is our first Indonesian cohort. We're hoping to have more in the future and to also expand our reach and our impact in other Southeast Asia countries, hopefully in the next few years. So that's the vision and the hope for the program to, again, have this very comprehensive approach to capacity building, which hopefully the fellows can testify to. We've had a focus on systems thinking and really touched on very different areas of the energy transition. We had a module on climate finance, a module on decarbonizing transportation, a module on how to decarbonize the power sector and heavy industry. So what we aim to do throughout the past 5 to 6 months or more, a bit more, maybe 7, since November, was really to help and guide our fellows in developing a systems thinking approach when it comes to the energy transition, to support them in leading the transition in Indonesia and beyond. So that's the vision behind the program. We also have, as I said, a focus on leadership skills development, and this is really the main focus for our leadership accelerator that this site visit is a part of. We're gonna spend all of today together as well as tomorrow. We've had a change and stakeholder management and conflict management workshop this morning, and really dive deeper into the topics of what does it look like to implement change and to lead change when it comes to the energy transition, and how do people react to change, and what does it look like to drive that change. So I'm saying all of that because I'm really excited about this place and the leadership that you've shown in founding this place. And I think it's the perfect site visit for us as part of this event because it allows us to tie all these different elements together. The systems thinking on one hand, the change management and the really like driving change aspects that we've been talking about. I think this is the great place to see them come together and really like be in action. So really excited and honored to witness all of that. And thank you again for having us today. And with that, we would love to hand a small token of appreciation on behalf of RMI, Think Policy, and our fellows.
Thank you again on behalf of RMI and Think Policy and a wonderful part of the
Okay, let's move to the next agenda. Today, We are truly honored to have the lecture from Professor Evi Kartini. She is a prominent and leading scientist in regarding battery technology in Indonesia. Today, this, she will be presenting about the NBRI strategic role in strengthening the national battery ecosystem and accelerating the energy transition in Indonesia. To Prof. Evi, please, the stage is yours.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank to Jason, Valentina, Briani, Butwi, and all of the fellows. It's a great honor for me, for us, for NBRI to have you here, and it will be a great opportunity for all of us to learn more about what is the real clean energy transitions. I will mention that clean energy transition will not be realized without a battery. Battery become the heart of the energy transition. Okay, but before that, I want to introduce you about the National Battery Research Institute. Okay, maybe a little first, as a global woman, so it means that you have to think globally, international. Okay, that is because it's written global. Global is international, and in clean energy. So this word very very powerful. Yes, and you will be a leader, right? Yeah, you learn about the leadership, about how to change the management, how about to change the mindset. So I always say to my student or to all the trainee, so you have to have a dream to change the world with your knowledge. That's very important, yeah? My background, I graduated from ITB, Bandung Institute of Technology, long time ago, 1988, in physics, especially in nuclear. Nuclear also clean energy, right? And then I continue my PhD in Germany in 1990 to 96. But in between, I was a student, visiting student also in Canada. So in between 90 to 2000, I was between Germany and Canada. Yeah. So that is, and then I went back to Indonesia early 2000s, and then, but still connecting the world. So we need to have the networking around the world. We need also to learn what the other country have done. From there, we have the experience and bring to our country, so we can build a better for Indonesia. I hope that you too, yeah? Okay, National Battery Research Institute. So why? So NBRI was founded 5 years ago. It was a dream, maybe more than 10 years ago. Why don't I make a nuclear institute? Why? Because nuclear is still far from Indonesia. So I want to make something that's real. But even 5 years ago, even 10 years ago, I didn't know the battery Indonesia not really trend at the time. Yeah, but I believe when I learned, either in Germany, in Canada, in Japan, and etc., they have already started. So maybe Indonesia a little bit too late. Yes, Indonesia sometimes too late. Yes, and then now, but the battery become very, very important. So our vision is how to gather, like all of you coming from all different institutions, right? Things, we have the vision, Indonesia, together, not only the industry, think policy, academician, yes, and then to form national battery research and increase the feasibility battery in the government level. Indonesia currently also not independent. Independent not only independent in the country, independent days, But in energy, we are not independent. We are not dependent, right? We dependent on the battery, right? And the energy, some still imported. So we need to be independent. This is very important, yeah? What we have done here, the R&D, yes, innovation, but mostly not from research, but from what's the problem industry, and we do the research. We do education training and certification. We do battery testing, standardization, event organizer, publisher, and consultant. So what we have done during the 5 years, as mentioned by Valentina, capacity building very, very important. So this is, we found out, if you want to learn a battery, you need maybe 1 year or half years, 1 semester, you have to go to university. If an industry, they will not tell you what's going on. So we try to bridge this, yes, because even the company, you know, Pertamina, learn also come here. PLN, they have a business of the battery storage, they come here. Because the problem, even the industry manufacturer, Astra, yeah, Toyota, what they have, the principle will never teach you, will never introduce you what is inside, because it's the technology. So what they said that, okay, this come the battery pack and you do assembly, that's all. Okay, what is inside and how, so therefore we have to learn, yeah? So during the past, this is the report last year, so we have already trained more than 1,000 participants from more than 280 industry. So some of them, they're learning about the workshop on solar PV or material science, training of miner, yes. We do also the training to polytechnic lecturer from all over Indonesia, yeah. And then also what we, PLN, Toyota, etc. Yeah, so many, and depending on what you need, yes. So we adjust, normally industry come, and then they tell the problem, and afterward, we try to make the syllabus for them. It's a dedicated training. So what they need, and after we agree what they want to know, and afterward, we will find the expert of that. So that's what we are doing here, yeah. So this is the example, but we will have only the lecture and visit, yes, but this is the kind of the battery we do. Some doing material like this, and then this is, we make the battery storage. Within 2 days training, we teach them all, about the battery. So beside the battery itself, we have the battery testing and standardization facility. You will see that, yeah, as Mr. Firman mentioned, we need the standard. In Indonesia, again, the battery, you have the vehicle, motorcycle with EV, so they have different of the pack, the battery pack, no standard. Standard mean you have the ATM machine card, you have card. So if you have Mandiri, you have BRI or the other, you can come to any of the ATM machine without thinking whether your card will be fit or not. Have you ever seen like that? No, because you know it's standard. Even you go abroad, your card will be fit. Yes? Now, it should be actually the battery pack like that. You bring the battery vehicle and then just plug, and you know what it that whether standard. Yeah? So this is another standard you need. Okay, this is the user that have been with us. So many. Okay, this is by the end of July. This is Pertamina. We have the training 2 weeks ago, and then this will be end of this month. About consulting, so we have done several consulting to the industry. As I heard about change management. Yes, this is for the training and feasibility study, technical assistant, market research or strategic consulting from upstream to downstream, depending on the topic. And then we have done more than 25 projects, yes, with GIZ, with BKPM, with GFE, with several institutions. And yeah, with Swiss Confederation, they have also kind of the budget for the training of trainer for the polytechnic for renewable also renewable energy skill development. Yeah, so something like that. So they train like 25 lecturers from all over Indonesia about the renewable energy. Okay, yeah, this is we solve also a problem with the HLI, the company, the manufacturers, like this, yes, technical assistant, etc. Japan, Jika, yeah, and then currently we have this, someone from area, yes, so we are working on this, but I will explain about this, okay? So that is consulting. Now I want to mention that this is the title that I was given, Empowering the Energy Transition with Advanced Battery Technology. What is about? So if you, yeah, we will start this, the SDG and transitions, energy, and then EV. Okay, if we have time, we go to the circular economy and business opportunity. If you talk about renewable energy, it must be clean energy, right? Okay. What is in your mind? You have learned how many months? 5 months? 6 months. Oh, so I ask you, what is renewable energy means?
That sourced by the nature, for example, solar panels, wind energy by the, wind turbine by the wind, and hydropower by the hydro, and nuclear.
So renewable energy, it's coming from the God directly, right? Sun. Do you need to pay the sun? No. Wind, right? Hydro. Even nuclear, yes? Yeah? That's, but the only thing, yeah, like wind, the only thing that come, sun, when did it come? During the day. Wind, when there is a wind, right? Yeah? So, when the evening, you have the sun. So, it means that you cannot use the sun in the evening. You use only in the, during, well, morning or until maybe 4 o'clock. But the source, during the day, you can use directly, but the evening, so you have to store, right? You need something to store. So in what you have to store it? In battery energy storage system. Okay? So it means that if you already store it, during emergency, if the blackout, you can use it. Yes? So the battery become very, very important. Yeah? So the three things that's here also electrification. Yeah? I will explain one by one. So the renewable energy and the battery should be synergy. Yes, the market grow. Yeah, renewable energy expansion directly creates demand on storage solutions. Yes, during the day you can harvesting the sun, the energy, and of course this is cost reduction, domestic battery production. Okay, and then for the energy sovereignty, localizing the entire value chains, yeah, from the sun to the storage, and economic impact, yeah, job creation. So this is not only the sun or the solar panel and the battery become one of the system. Yes, system, yeah, you cannot separate that. You need that, if there is sun, there is solar panel, and you use directly at home, it's the name is on grid. Okay, you can use it. But if you use the battery, it is named hybrid. You mix it. But if there is for example, in rural area, there is no PLN, no grid, so off grid. Okay, as long you have the sun, you have the storage, you can turn on the light, right? Yeah. So that is the off grid. So the problem is the grid limitation. Okay, we need also intermittency, and of course, this also regulatory hurdles is been the local content. So we want to have the local content also coming from Indonesia. Yeah. So currently, the incentive from Ministry of Industry, if you buy the electric vehicle, so they will launch the incentive, yeah, the tax deduction, but they will say that if you use the EV, they can give 100% tax deduction if your car based on nickel. Before they don't put it, yes. Why? Because Indonesia rich with nickel, yes. But if the battery non-nickel based, only 40%. Yeah. So I think, yeah, that's later I will explain about the nickel. So here's the variable generation, the storage, yes. So it means the storage become matters, become important, yeah. They can make us stabilize the grid. They can make also as the emergency source. They can be used also in when the day off, yeah, for in the evening. Okay, have you heard BESS and have you seen BESS? Battery storage. What is inside? You know that's inside? You know? What is inside? So big. Battery energy storage system. If you open the inside, okay, back here. The battery. So inside of the BESS, the big things is the battery storage. Consists of cell and module and rack, and then all combined become big. But starting from one battery, one cell, okay? So there are more than 1,000 of the battery inside of that rack, yeah? But it's covered, so you don't see it, yeah? So therefore it's named battery energy storage system. So the demand of the BESS increasing, yes? Increasing a lot by 30 to 40%, and also large scale BESS, yes? Local battery factory also begin in operation. You know why? Because now the government has a plan to make the BESS about how many gigawatt hour? 17, ya Mas ya? 17.1 gigawatt hour. The plan in Indonesia. So that is the nationally, the total planned solar development PLTS and BESS, it's 17.1 gigawatt supported by 6 gigawatt hour of BESS capacity in all over Indonesia. So now the government realized how important the battery energy storage, yes, to cover this. So this is the government. So this BESS become trending topic because it's only very big, like one of the BESS maybe 1 to 5 megawatt hour, yeah, very big. So Indonesia is going to have much BESS. So I learned, well, I come to visit one of the, I think this is Empower, yes, Pondera, Rorois Institute in Netherlands to learn about how the BESS working. Yeah, this is one example. And then and visit also Germany to discuss about how about the standard of the battery standard. Yeah, in Europe, how and yeah, because we use the standard of from international, so we learn how they provide the standard. Okay, and you will see here an example, small battery storage. We make it in our lab. Okay, it's simple. You can bring anywhere. You just plug, put the solar panel, and then you have the source. You don't need to buy the gasoline. Just put that. You don't need to have the plug of PLC. So I think this is something that we have to do the creation, innovation. Yes. Once you can make these small things, you can apply for anything. Like for example, the house. The house need maybe 1 kilowatt hour. Yes. So you can make maybe three times of this, and then your house. I mean, not in the city, in the rural area, so they can turn on the light. Yeah. So something like that. So this is one of the example we make the best. Later we talk about the EV, okay? EV very important. Here's the government have the vision. What is mean the Asta Cita? Asta Cita, Asta is how many? 8, yeah, 8 vision. So Indonesia have the vision, there are 8 vision. Number 5, continue downstreaming processing and develop natural resources-based industry to increase domestic value added. Downstreaming of what? Of what? Of what? Downstreaming of what? Can you answer? Of what? Nickel. Yes. Why should be nickel? Why? You know? Because Indonesia, the largest resource nickel in the world. The largest in the world. So we have resources, but we don't know how to make it useful, the value until become the battery, not yet. So there is a smelter, and then 10 times the value added, and then export. And afterward, we buy the battery, the cell, and then we buy the car, which is the value added 150 times, the cell, and the value added of the car 350 times. But it does not happen in Indonesia. Therefore, ladies, you are as the leader, please change mind. Okay? Because later on, if China said that, okay, we don't want to sell the battery, you cannot continue using the EV, right? Because all the battery coming from them. Even the program of the government base also will not work because we don't produce the battery in Indonesia. Yeah. Therefore, we have to make this in Indonesia. Yeah. So the key nation development, national ability to process natural resources into useful material with high value, so that encourage prosperity and welfare. Yeah. So from this, the government also launched the battery industry, which is consisting the ecosystem industry from upstream to downstream. And then one of the Indonesian company here is the Indonesia Battery Corporation. Yeah, so they have 30% of this factory. Okay, so market demand increasing in Indonesia due to this two-wheel. Maybe half of the population have how many? Mostly they have two-wheelers, yes? So the government will think if they change to EV, so how about the rest? So they have the program of conversion, yeah? Conversion. They give the incentive. If you want to convert your conventional to two-wheel EV, so they will convert with, they will give you 7 million incentive, yeah? To encourage people to make a EV, yeah? Nickel policy, hilirisasi, yeah, and of course the ASS storage expansion. And this is why become booming. First, the adoption, yeah. So now the government, remember, the gasoline increase, because the governments think they give subsidize to your gasoline. So if you use the Pertamax or Pertamax Subo or solar, so they will reduce now the subsidize, so increase. Now we can feel it. But if you use the EV, did you feel? No, because it doesn't really matter, yes? So this is why the government want you to change to EV, okay? Yeah, reducing the subsidize. Okay, so and the government have the target also to reduce the CO2. Yeah, the target is 2 million electric cars and 12 million electric two-wheelers in 2030. Yeah, so this is the government. This is in they have the presidential regulation number 15, yeah, 2019. Number 55. How about the global? The global increase, okay? EV cells increasing. So the trend not only in Indonesia, yes, this is actually increasing global EV cell in all over the world, yeah? How about the economic? The road transport on demand has peaked as electricity consumption for mobility rise significantly, yeah? Of course, the battery manufacturing, if the car demand increasing, what you need more? Is the battery. Okay, so is there any EV without battery? Is there any EV without battery? No. Or maybe, is there any of your mobile phone without battery? So the battery become hard. You don't see it, but you need it. Okay? Yeah? So the battery become very, very important. Okay? So this is increasing. With this presidential regulation, number 55, 2019, EV acceleration, yes, mandatory increase, and then they subsidize 7 million, and so the number of two-wheel EV sales increase a lot, yes, in Indonesia. Okay, so but this is the target of the government, 13 million, 4 million, 37,000 of charging infrastructures. Of course, this target, because of the government has promised to reduce the carbon dioxide, to have clean energy, yes, and to fulfill also the sustainable development goal by achieving this. Yeah. So this is the government policy. Okay. When the car using the EV transport, this is the 16% of the carbon dioxide coming from the road transportation. So it means if you change with hybrid or battery electric vehicle, increasing of the number of EV, reducing the carbon dioxide. Yeah, so this is the target of battery-enabled decarbonization of road transport. In industry, if you use the solar panel, you use the battery storage, reducing also the carbon dioxide. So all your goal for clean energy, you need the battery, either as storage or in the EV. Okay, in the battery business, there are pack assembly, you will see, yes, in the lab, swap, okay, there are two kinds. You bring the battery and then you swap and then second life. And also there is circular economy second life purpose. So after you use the battery in the car, the battery will be taken out and then you will put in as the storage. So you can use the battery as the storage. Yeah, so it means the second life, yeah, second use, the proposing. Okay. So ideally, your car filled with the electricity, but coming not from the PLN, but coming from the solar panel. So it means clean from the source, clean at the end. But right now, mostly you fill the electricity car with what? With the source of from where? PLN. But PLN coming from coal. So you make a clean in the city, but in the source not. Yeah. So another that your task as the global woman in clean energy, you have to endorse, yeah, to use also the source of clean energy. Yeah. So the source, yeah. So we'll otherwise half 50-50, yeah, we make that. Okay. So battery are core technology to realize the energy transition and broaden energy access around the world. So become, yeah. Okay, this is the price of the battery, mostly the BYD. So if you hear the battery, normally, where is the most popular in Indonesia? The car. Wuling, BYD, Cherry, mostly from where? China. Okay. What do you use, the battery? What type? Huh? Lithium. All using lithium. Okay. LFP. LFP itu lithium iron phosphate. You have lithium iron phosphate. So remember, yes? The China car, they use LFP. Lithium iron phosphate. But there is another car, for example, Tesla. Okay? Tesla using nickel, cobalt, alumina. Nickel, cobalt, alumina. Or in Hyundai, they use NMC. Nickel, mangan, cobalt. Okay? Okay. So why? So Indonesia has to support with one? Has to support this one or this one? Think policy must think. Okay? Maybe 3-4 years ago, they support everything the same. But we try to give the, advocation, discussion. So if the government have the vision, downstreaming nickel, but they still also support this, not this, so it means contradiction, right? So we give the, well, maybe it is too technical, but if not, the government will say that, okay, but this time Ministry of Finance, they decided if you want to receive 100% tax reduction, you have to use nickel-based car. That's all. Is it agree? Are you agree? Yes? Yeah? Otherwise, we support the China. Okay? China production is mostly in LFP. Yeah? But it's okay, you can still use the LFP battery, but the government will not give you the tax 100%, but 40%. I just heard this maybe 2 days ago. I was invited to the Ministry of Industry. Okay, there are 99 cars already they apply. Okay, so important of the material, yeah. Okay, the chemistry, either LFP, NMC, or they call the other material, yeah. Okay, so this is the global. The second, in the car consists of battery 45%. So the price of car, EV car, expensive because of the okay. So when the battery goes down, the price, of course, the car also will reduce. Yeah. So the price. So formerly it's 200 something. Now about the $80 per kilowatt hour. Yeah. So this is the battery price. Okay. Next. This is the motorbike. Motorbike is very simple. Even the EV cars, they consist only the electric motor and battery pack and inverter. But if you open the battery pack, inside what is inside is the cell, the battery. The same if you open the car, inside is the cells. So the cell, battery cell is very important. Yes. If you don't have this, you don't have the EV. Yes. The same like BESS. If you don't have the cell, you don't have the EV. Yeah. So this is we call the battery module. Yeah. So you have to understand this, about the cell. This is what I said, that so many different of battery pack for the vehicle, two wheels in Indonesia. You see, they are like this. So it means there is no standard yet. Yeah. And so you have to put in different swap station. Yeah. Something like that. So it means the Indonesia working now on the standardization. Yeah. I don't know in US, maybe they already have the standard. Yeah. But the second about the safety. The battery is not like a book. You put the battery at the book and then maybe lapuk or just makan ngangat gitu ya, destroyed. But the battery is something dangerous because there is a chemical reaction. Yeah. So if you doing overcharge, be careful your handphone. After full, you just take out. Okay, otherwise will be overcharging. Whenever it so hot, there is element here, the soft plastic will break down. Yes, and then will break down. There will be a cell failures, and then there will be thermal runaway and propagation to the others. So it will get fires and it burn, yes, exploded. So we have to be careful, yeah. So you need the safety, yeah, safety. For this, you need to do some testing using the several equipment. There are mechanical drop tests. The battery sometimes will fall during charging, or if you go to bumpy road, there's some vibration, so they have to pass also. Yes, or maybe someday very hot days and then suddenly raining, change the temperatures. Yeah, so the battery have to face that one. Yeah, so it means we need to do testing and safety testing. Yeah, and the other, there is fire testing, and pass the battery to the fire source, and whenever the fire, the battery should not directly burn. Yeah, because it means that you need 2 minutes to move your vehicle outside of the source of the fire. Yeah, otherwise the EV will become not the source of fire. Yeah, so there is a testing. You will see all this testing in our lab. Yeah, safety testing, standard testing. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, please.
Tailored to Indonesian case.
Good question. So this is about safety. There is water leakage coming from the IP67 or 68. That it means the cover of the battery. The battery in the pack, remember? Yes, and the pack should not be leakage. If there is a water come inside, something like that. Yeah. So there is standard. Yes, we have to test it. Yeah. Otherwise, it's very dangerous. Okay, your motor and then banjir to flooding. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
In the US, and then I know that in California there are cases where Tesla cars were suddenly. I was just, I think I remember what you just explained about that. Because you also do benchmark.
whatever the car, whatever the battery, because the inside is still the same. They consist of cathode, which can be maybe different, LFP or NMC, anode, which is the same, graphene, but to prevent positive and negative, you need the separator. The separator is the plastic polymer. You will see in the, okay? So the plastic, plastic, if you heat it up, and what happened? The plastic meleleh. But the function to prevent short circuit, positive and negative, once they break down the plastic, come back here. Yes, this is the plastic. Heating start, protective layers break down. This is the separator, name separator, and there is a electrolyte, the liquid here. Electrolyte break down into flammable gases, dangerous, and separator melts, okay, yeah, possibly causing a short circuit, and then cathode breaks down, generating oxygens. This coming to one, but they have a friend. Remember, in fact, several batteries, so there is thermal propagation, something like that. So what happened with Tesla, the same. What happened in Indonesia is the same. What happened with the drone, when something, yes, this is the same. Battery drone also the same. It's lithium-ion battery. Yeah. So safety very important. Yes. Yeah. So actually, there is a testing of electrical. The battery connected to before you put in the device, the battery should have the battery management system, BMS. Yeah. I don't want to explain more technical, but they have BMS, battery management system. That if something overcharged, before hit the battery, they have to cut. So it should cut. If you forget, or maybe Gojek, they come home and then do charging, and then overnight already full, and then sometime it will be hit it up, yeah, the battery, it's very dangerous. So the battery management system should cut, should protect. When the BMS good, when BMS already, the problem, some of the distributor or of the two-wheelers, they said, oh, not mandatory. We don't need to test the safety testing. That is not the problem in Indonesia. Not only the standard. They don't want to do the testing because of not mandatory. Okay, so don't buy any two-wheelers before they put the SNI. Okay, I already mentioned to you. SNI mean they already certified of safety. Okay, it means that they already test directly, but in the chamber they do overcharging, they do short, meledakan ya. Do they burn out or not? It should be not actually, yes, but if something happened, but inside the chamber, something like that, yeah. Okay, the certification also very important. Okay, okay. The last, maybe circular economy. The battery can, after you use in the car, you can use as a second life for the storage. So recycle battery, and then you can recycle again the battery to make a new material. But again, I tell you, lithium iron phosphate, no one want it. At the first cheap, at the end cheap. You know why? Because LFP is iron. Who wants powder iron? If you sell again, the value there's no value. The price is very low. But if you have the NMC, nickel, mangan, cobalt, you can take the nickel, you can take the mangan and the cobalt. So it's price. So you can sell again 90% of the value at the beginning. So the people will ask you to give back. They will buy the NMC battery. Yeah, they pay you also well if in comparison with the LFP. Yeah, but yeah, for Europe, they know they already, mostly they ban the LFP because they don't want to have a problem at the end. Because they want, at the end, they donate maybe Indonesia, the nickel from Indonesia, because they can do the recycling. Okay? Kasihan ya Indonesia ya. Huh? Therefore you have to think as a leader, right? How if we have finished the source and we don't have the technology to proceed and we don't have anything left. And they will leave us whenever the resources from Indonesia finish. Yeah, you are still young, but think about that. Okay? Yeah? Think about that. Okay? Not only so the youth think about Indonesia in the future. Yeah? Yeah? The first is safety. Okay, I already explained the safety. Okay. Okay, the cycle. Okay, I will explain. Calibration. Oh, scalability. Okay. Okay. The first about the cycle. Cycle. Okay. Cycle, the battery cycle. Sometimes the people say that don't trust it. Yeah, but I said that. If they sell the car, they said that it will last for 8 years. Don't trust. Okay. Because 8 years for you, maybe 5 years for you. Okay? As I mentioned, this is just simple case. The battery consists of positive and negative. And you are the ion. Because lithium ion move from one phase, positive to negative. When you charge, they move from positive to negative. When discharge, back again. One cycle. Okay? One cycle. Okay? So, one cycle, 1C, it means if the battery 100, I have to explain little. It's okay? Yeah. Yeah. Because otherwise, because now the people say fast charging. But they don't know what is fast charging. Okay? So this is the battery cell. Yeah. They have 100 ampere hour. Okay. 100 ampere hour. Normally they put capacity. Okay. Capacity of battery. And then they have voltage. For example, for NMC 3.7 or for LFP 3.2. Okay, you just remember the battery just come positive, cathode, negative, and then the ion move from here positive to negative during charging. Okay, when charged, and then the electron coming here, the electron make the current. Okay. Okay. And then when this come back, discharge back again. Okay? It means one cycle. If they sell the car, they say that 8 years. No. How many cycle? Okay. Ask how many cycle. Yes? Because cycle does not determine the years. Okay? Because of this. You have 100 ampere hour. If you charge, we call 1C, 1C, it means 1 hour, you take the energy 100 ampere. Okay, you move 1 hour, finish. Back again, 1C. Okay, 1 hour. Maybe your car will be a little bit reduced by, from 8, I estimate by 6. The best, you charge half C. Half C. It means 2 hours. Must be slowly, okay? If you are Ion, come here 100 times, are you tired? Are you tired or not? Okay. Assume that you are Ion, okay? You move from this part to this part 100, okay? And then back again in 1 hour, okay? And then finally you said, I'm tired. And some others doesn't want to come back. Reduce 10. Like 2 days, it should be 30 people, 8 people is already tired, okay? Doesn't come. So it means that the energy reduce. So it means, but this is when slow, but no fast charging. Fast charging means 10C. It means you have to move with the source 10 times faster. Huh? Yeah, come here. Yeah, example, okay? You are the ion. I need two, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. If I say, okay, 1C, it means 1 hour, yeah? You move from positive charging, okay? Positive to negative, 1 hour. Yeah, just, okay. Okay, 1 hour. Back again, discharge. Okay, remember how many? 1 cycle. Okay, another 2 cycle with 1C, okay? 1C, still the same. Okay? Okay, back again, 2 cycle. No, I just want to make a slow, half C. C, okay? Slower, okay? Okay, slower. Okay? Yeah, okay? Okay, back again. Yeah. Okay, 3 cycle. No, I want to say 2C. Yeah, faster, yeah. Okay. And then 5C. Yeah. Could you believe? Yeah. Okay. This is what happened. If you do fast charging, what you want to have very fast. But the ions just very fast and then finally tired. And then you don't want to come back and decay. From 100 ions, finally become only 80. Want to come back. It means that you cannot charge anymore because it doesn't want to move. So this is what happened, ya. So this is udah mau selesai kok.
Okay.
Ya, oke. So this is the cycle, ya. Jadi tadi life cycle seperti itu, oke? That is life cycle depending. So and what happen? Charge, oke? You move, charge. Di mobil di charge kan? And then hello. What happened? Discharge, back again. So, baru begini, dia balik lagi. 1 cycle. Already 1 cycle. Because the command is only once. Ada charge or discharge. Itu ngerusak banget itu. Karena arahnya cuma. Oke, ya. Itu tadi cerita life cycle ya. The question of scalability, ya, Indonesia have to have the manufacturer, ya. This is the problem kalau dari research, from the research is very difficult to go scale. Ya, ya boleh. Ya, ya, right, ya, ya, ya smelter. Okay. That is a good question, yeah. Therefore, Alan doesn't want to have the nickel here, the smelter here, because doing the smelters you need energy. Mostly the energy coming from coal. Okay, so it means therefore sometimes they call dirty nickel. Okay, why he moved to Australia? Because in Australia they use from solar panel. The source So if you say clean energy, does not mean only the downstream part in the car, but you have to check where it's come from. Okay? For example, first you use the car, and then use the battery, and then they will ask the battery where it's come from. Oh, the battery made, for example, in Indonesia. Okay, so they will ask again, use what? Nickel, and they ask again, nickel from which source? Oh, from Morowali. What they use? Carbon footprint is the battery pass. Okay, so must be clean from up to, from beginning to the end. Smelter is only one part, only to make from nickel ore to become mixed hydroxide precipitate. On time, you will see in our lab. But to get to cathode, 55 times, we don't make it in Indonesia. To make a cell battery, 150 times, we don't make it in Indonesia. And even to the car. So we buy with 350 times, but we only have the tailing. They leave us with tailing. Therefore, no, they talk about ESG. You know ESG? What? Environment, governance, social, and government. So now they check it whether you follow the rule of ESG.
It's same with the setting that we have in our phone or laptop, where we charge them a certain amount of battery percentage, so we can get less than, and they won't overheat or.
Almost similar. The principle of the BMS almost similar, because BMS connected from the battery to device, but of course more complicated for the cars because there is thermal management. There are several they call guard, yes. But even for the iPhone when it's after you charge to hot, it will you cannot continue. So it means the BMS work don't continue, something like that. A good one, something. But some they don't use a good BMS, so it will let you. So therefore, coming to blow up. But in the car they use BMS. All use BMS. Therefore should be test, right? The car also. Okay, this is almost done. This is an example of repurposing from the use battery pack, and then we make it a purpose for the battery storage. Okay, the last I'm a dreamer. You as a woman have to. I always dream something, right? But my dream is I want to make Indonesia to be a better, a good, yes. Therefore, we build this. We develop the NBRI. With our knowledge, we teach people from industry. But another dream is how we learn. Not everybody have the chance to go abroad, traveling abroad, to gain knowledge from abroad. So therefore, we make the event in Indonesia. So we have the International Battery Summit. What we gather mostly from various industry, from upstream to downstream. So if you want to learn you have to visit and attend this, because you will have the great lectures. Industry only 2 days, which is maybe 80 lectures, okay, from all over the world. Yes, why we make it? Because Indonesia is the hub. Like Indonesia, among Asian, the largest population, right? Fourth population in the world. Okay, global platform. Indonesia become the market in Asian. So we have this, and we want to put the policy, the government. We'll invite the government. Of course,
Mulai
the
dengan
industry,
solusi Google
yes,
Cloud, lalu
and also with all of you, the collaboration, something resilience. So the title, Empowering the Energy Transition, almost like ours. Yes, through advanced battery technology, renewable energy storage, and e-mobility. We talk about critical minerals, scaling e-mobility, government leadership, investment, of course, the global battery industry. Okay, so we will have this is on 26 to 27. This is the fourth time. Okay, not the first time, already the fourth time. Yeah, we expect, we expect there are 100 speakers, yeah, 12 sessions from 40 countries, 1,000 attendee. This is the last year, attended by 30 countries, yeah, from different, so you will learn directly from the mining industry from Vale, for example, from Freeport. But you will hear about the battery manufacture directly from CATL, from Hyundai, yes? Or maybe you want to see the process of the nickel to become cathode from Huayu. So the company, big company, will explain. They have the exhibition, yeah? And you maybe see directly with the battery, yeah? So this is upstream to downstream. And maybe from Mr. Firman Group, the yeah? Okay, so this is will be summit, there is exhibition, we have the also the gala dinner, then there will be industrial visit to battery factory, yeah, to Karawang battery factory. So we already meet the ministry co-host, Mr. Ahaye. He will open, yeah, for the event, the battery summit. And then with, of course, there is also ministry under mineral resources, Ministry of Industry, etc. So that is the one. This is the last year with Mr. Bahlil, formerly with Mr. Luhut, etc. So I hope that you can come. Yeah, welcome. We invite you to this event. We move to Jakarta Convention Center. Yeah. Oke, boleh terakhir. So this is my another dream, okay?
Okay, let's give one more applause to Prof. Evi. This is, we have the Road to IBS webinar, free webinar at the 25th June. Maybe you can join with us. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we will discussing about the life cycle assessment and the battery passport. Okay, probably, please. Maybe we move to the next agenda, yeah, to the lab visit. Maybe if you have a question, please keep, because probably will be also joining with us to the laboratory, and in the laboratory you can ask probably more question about battery. Okay, before we go there, I would like to remind you again, ada beberapa peraturan di laboratory, nanti jangan lupa selalu pakai jas labnya, kemudian pakai sendal labnya. Nanti untuk barang-barang bisa disimpan di sini saja, cukup aman, tidak apa-apa. Nanti untuk di dalam, untuk dokumentasi, kita yang akan ngambil gambar, jadi ada beberapa hal yang tidak boleh difoto, Bapak Ibu. Nanti kita akan share dokumentasinya, mungkin dari saya itu aja. Mungkin Mbak Tiwi bisa proses dulu untuk sebelum kita masuk. Ya, belongingsnya ya. Nanti kita share. We will share the documentation, okay?
Okay, thank you. So since I believe the arrangement is need to be split into two groups, let's just have a quick count, 1, 2, way round until the end of the fellows, and then for group 1 will be assessed by Riani and Jason, and then for group 2 will be coming with me and then Vale. So start with Nadia. 1. Okay, thank you. And we'll be having the session as I present to you all at Wisma Habibie. And after the fire lab testing, we'll go back to here and take our belongings while everyone also have the Asar prayer before we head back to Jakarta. Okay, thank you all. Over to Mas Fahrul.
Oke, mungkin HP-nya boleh ditinggal. Boleh ke toilet. HP-nya
iya.
boleh ditinggal dulu aja.
HP-nya ditaruh sini aja, ada yang jagain karena nggak boleh ada dokumentasi. Yang mau ke toilet boleh ke toilet dulu aja.
Bagi dua.